Alright, we're back to being live again. Woo! Scythe. Put bots. I could play online, I guess. Look. There we go. Play online. Alright. Should I play ranked? I should not play ranked. Only like one person online right now. Oh, two people. See if they want to join me or if they're going to be playing with each other. Random players. Trying to get my butt kicked. Could also play with just easy bots. See how I do. I've only played with people I've taught how to play the game. My favorite factions are Nordic and Plania. Those are my factions. Nobody seems to want to join though. Let's do. Just do wait, quick play. How do I do quick play? What do I do? Phase 3. Go. Range. No, search. Yeah, I think this is everybody online though, isn't it? Yeah, just play with bots. New game. I can go play this. This is a game you can play online with other people by doing Steam share, which is pretty interesting. Let's go with 2 bots today. They can be random, so I can be Nords, or I can be my faction. I think I'll be my faction. I don't know which. I never remember what any of these are, so I'll just do random. I don't have the expansion yet. Cards, combos, limited undos. I like unlimited undos. Alrighty. So for those who don't know how to play this game, each faction has their own faction ability. This faction is ones my friends like to play with. This is structure bonus. You build your buildings on based on the structure bonus, you get extra points. Here's secret objectives. These are my secret objectives. If I complete these, I get a star. That's about it. Just a way to get an extra star. It doesn't matter for anything else. Here's my faction. Here's my second card. Gold is how you win this game. The most gold wins the game. Popularity is how you can get more gold. Combat cards you need in combat. Combat powers you need in combat. Here's Lord. So, Crimea goes first because they're second mat. Then me. And Rusviet. Rusviet's interesting. Oh, I go first. Never mind. Okay, so this faction's ability lets them use combat cards, which are these here, as any resource. This faction's ability. So if you notice here, here's my mat. Here's all the actions I can take. I can take one of these actions this turn. And then I have to choose a different action next turn, unless you're Rusviet, who can take any action. Here's combat power meter. Here's popularity meter. If you're in 7 through 12, you get these at the end of the game. If you're in 13 through 18, you get these. If you're in 0 through 6, you get these. This is 3 coins per star, or this is coins per star. This is coins per tile controlled. This is coins for every 2 resource. This symbol means resource. This symbol means combat power. This symbol means move. This symbol means coin. This symbol means any resource. This symbol means popularity. This symbol means produce. Then this is enlist, which gets you these things. This is mechs, which gets you mechs. Mechs are important. This is buildings, which gets you buildings, which do these things here, which do various things. And then upgrade moves. So if you see these are blocked off until I upgrade. And so I can move one from here to here, or here to here, or here to here, or here to here, or here to here, etc. It can only upgrade to the point where these upgrades are, though. Each bottom mat is different. So each of these are in different spots. Each of these are going to be different spots in each mat. here you can see all the resources and whatnot. So we all start with 2 workers, 2 workers. These are your workers. There's a limited number of workers, but it's not a limited number of resources you can get other than workers. You get workers from producing on villages. You get iron from producing here, oil from producing here, lumber from producing here, and food from producing here. Food is for here, lumber is for here, iron is for here, oil is for here. So this is how many coins everyone has, this is how many popularity everyone has, this is how many combat power everyone has, this is how many combat cards. This faction starts off with 0 combat cards because that would be OP if they started with any combat cards, because they use those for resources. Here's mechs. Each character, so these things, have a different mech abilities. All of them have a river walk, all of them have a speed boost. They each have a different camaraderie ability, and they each have a different this ability. Mine lets me go from lake to lake, just port anywhere I want from lake to lake. As long as I'm on a lake, I can go to another lake for my mechs and for my character. Some of them let them go on lakes, some of them let them, I think this one's actually just lets them teleport straight to the factory. These are my secret objectives. Can control at least one of each at least one of each primary terrain type with at least 1 worker. Okay, so I need my workers on each of the 4 or 5 types. And then at least 3 tunnels. That one's easy, so I just need to be on the tunnels. So these are tunnels here. Ones with the red symbols. There's 6 tunnels. Oh yeah, and lakes. So these are lakes. Lake symbol, lake symbol, lake symbol, lake symbol. Number of lakes adjacent to your structures. So if I build something here, where's the best spot? There. There. If I build something there, I have 2 lakes. But if I build something here and there, I still only have 2 lakes. It's just actually I have 3 at that point. So that's actually a really good spot right there to build something. That's 3 lakes. But then you can't build something next to those 3 lakes, otherwise it doesn't count again. And you need to do 6 to 7 to get the biggest bonus, which is 9 coins, 6 coins, 4 coins, 2 coins. There's just the scoreboard, there's just the stars. This is stars. 6 stars ends the game. Being the first 6 stars doesn't mean you win though, coins means you win. And you get more coins by that stuff. Anyways, and structure bonus. Anyways, time to go. Let's see. Gonna start this off by moving, I think. So if you see I have 2 move symbols, that's 1 character can move 1 space. So I can move a worker here or myself. I'm going to move this one. So I notice I don't control that territory anymore. I do control this one. I'm gonna move myself. Now I control that territory. I can't do anything else because I can't afford to do anything else. However, if I had 2 oil, I could upgrade. And we'll get to what my faction specialty is in a moment. So if you notice, I can't do this choice again. However, they can do that choice again. So they actually made a good choice by producing there, because they exploit production like crazy. Let's see. What do I want to do? Probably produce, because I can produce lumber and I can produce people. Now, if you notice here, there's workers blocking off these symbols. If I create 2 workers, I now have to pay combat power to produce. If I create 4 workers, I now have to produce, take popularity and combat power to produce. If I create 6, it's a coin, popularity, and combat power every time I produce. So the more workers you have, the more you can produce, but the more it'll cost you to produce. Or I could go with this, actually. That's not bad. So this will cost me 1 coin, but I take 2 resources of any type. 1 coin, 1 popularity, unless I upgrade that. I'll actually do this one. I'm gonna grab that oil. And I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn. Yeah, they're making their workers. I just got a bunch of oil. Oh, they did the same thing I did. Interesting. So I'm gonna move. Yeah, I'm gonna move myself here. Move this guy here. And then okay, so here's what my faction ability does. So when you land on these symbols, there's an encounter. And only the players count to land on those symbols, so that they land there, they land there, and then there's a bunch of others scattered around the board. You get an encounter. Counters just random cards, and then I can actually choose 2 of these options here, which I think I'm gonna do that one, which gains me 2 popularity. Then I can afford this one, so I get to choose 2 as my special ability. Everyone else just gets 1. But now I get to shoot super far ahead with this, so that's actually super nice. I think I'm going to take oil, though. Just stock up fully on oil. I'm going to grab this. I pay 2 oil, and I can upgrade. So I'll upgrade, I think, production? No, movement first, movement first. And then I put it here. I take a coin for upgrading, because I get that. If I built next, I get 3 coins. If I built that, I get 0 coins. That 2 coins. Teaching people how to play a board game. It's complicated at first, but once you know what you're doing, it's pretty simple. Teaching people this game's kind of hard. Let's see, let's produce. So I could normally produce twice, but only had workers on 1 tile. So this is, by the way, produce on tiles, not produce on workers. So that's something to keep in mind. So I can produce on 2 tiles. I only had workers on 1 tile, so they only produced on the 1. However, now it costs combat power to produce. Alright. I think I'm gonna go and move again. I'm gonna move. I could go for the lumber to get that, which isn't horrible. I can even build next to a lake right away. But I think I'm actually gonna go a different strategy than I normally do. This is a strategy my friends like to do, and it usually works for them, so see how it works out for me. What should I upgrade next? Probably produce, honestly. Though it doesn't benefit me right now, and I can upgrade again anyways. Popularity might be nice, because I'm probably gonna... No, if I don't need that. I could use combat power though, honestly. Yeah, let's do that one, and then I'll take that one again. If you notice, it now costs me 2 metal to produce this, whereas it cost me 4 at first, then 2, then 3, then 2. So they're moving. In the actual board game, you can see what everyone's boards are. You technically aren't supposed to see how many coins they have. I mean, you can, but like, it's both is and isn't secret information, which is interesting. So I have 2 combat power, so I can produce twice before any consequences hit me. I produced that last worker there. So if you notice, I produced the 1 worker, so did not take that second one, so I can have up to this many workers before I start taking popularity. Which, this is the limit to how many workers I'm going to be producing here. Let's see. That's interesting. So this will get me more... So if I'm going to be enlisting every turn, I should take that, because then that gets me a combat card every time I enlist, but at the same time, enlisting doesn't matter, so I think I should do this guy, because that'll give me a power every time I upgrade. And this will also give me power every time everyone else upgrades too. So it's the player to your left and the player to your right, and yourself, that this applies for. So if somebody else chooses to upgrade, I get combat power. If somebody else chooses to mech, if I did that one, I get coin. If I did this one, I get popularity. If I did this one, I get a combat card. Which I think I'm actually going to go with this guy. And then I move, so basically on the actual board game, you're moving the token from here to here. And so you're getting this benefit every time somebody does this, and you're then getting a one-time bonus of this, which I think will just grab. I'll grab the, yeah, I have enough coins to get me through now. I actually grab popularity, actually. Combat power doesn't matter too much at the moment. It's going to matter soon, but not in time for it to mean anything. So I got 2 coins because I did that, and then I got whatever else that said. And oh yeah, something to note is we can't cross rivers till we have the mech ability to cross rivers. Or if you build a tunnel, you can tunnel out. So if you build this thing, that's the mine. If you build it in here somewhere, you can then move from the mine to anything. But your opponents cannot. Oh yeah, see, so they just upgraded. So I just got a combat power for their upgrading. But yeah, if you build the mine, you can move from the mine to any of the tunnels and back and forth. You can also move from tunnel to tunnel too. However, your opponents can't move to your mine, so that's an important note. Should I move? Yeah, I should move. Oh yeah, so something note. Oh. There we go. Screwing with the board here. So, you resources go on the spot they're produced on, and if you produce something with the encounter, they could just go on the encounter. And anything you produce with an encounter goes on the encounter, so that's important to note. Move that guy there. And so you'll have to take them with you. You can take them with your workers, you can take them with your person, you can take them with your mechs. That there. Should I move off here? I don't think I should. Because I have a goal in mind. Where's my river walk anyways? I actually never pay attention to that. So I can move to and from villages and mountains. So I can move there or here. I can basically move back and forth between rivers here, and that also applies anywhere else as a river. So I can actually go from here to here, but I can't go back because that's not a mountain. I can move there and there because there's a village and a mountain. So you don't have to use all your moves, which I think I'm actually gonna choose not to. Yes. I'm gonna upgrade though, and I will upgrade. Should I upgrade production? I don't think I should upgrade production. I don't think I need production, really. Not right now, at least. Not until I get... Not until I can start moving things. Interesting. I'll upgrade production, and I'll do that one. Alrighty, and that gave me a combat power because I upgraded. Interesting. So they can produce mechs right away, but they can't produce buildings unless they use the trade. So what are they doing? Oh, they upgraded. Okay. They produce food, so they just use produce, and then now they're enlisting. Say enlistment. Interesting. Which makes sense for them, because that's the reason why people why my friends play this class and then go for enlistments, because every time they enlist, they get a combat card. Every time someone else enlists, they get a combat card. And this class uses combat cards as resources. One per turn. It's something to keep in mind there. Should I produce again? I can then enlist again, which wouldn't be horrible. Yeah, let's do that. I want to go for this so I can start getting mechs out, but I think I'll go for this. And let's do that. And I think I'll grab this one. And then I'll just take the coins, I think. Let's take the combat power. Oh yeah, you get a star for 18 popularity and you get a star for 16 combat power, and it does max there, so you can't go beyond that. Honestly, probably should have gone the mech route. Oh, they got their mech. They got the speed boost mech, though? That's interesting. Here's some oil. So they traded, and now they're upgrading, it looks like. Which then gets me a combat power. Excuse me. I think I will do this time. I could get a building, which is interesting. I think I won't, though. I think I'm just gonna go for 2 iron. Oh, what I should have done. No, okay. It's fine. I'll stick with that. I'm not sure if that was the best strategy. I could have gotten with like 1 iron and 1 oil, and that could have upgraded again. But I don't really need to move or anything right now. Interesting. That got me a coin because I have the enlistment for that. So we'll gain the combat power this time. I'm gonna produce that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Submerge. Submerge is really good for me. Yep. They're upgrading this time, so they're upgrading their produce, which is a good idea for them. They're definitely not playing poorly, despite being easy. So I got combat power for them upgrading. Should I do it though? Yeah, I should have done the oh well. Screw it, let's do this. Yeah, if I knew I was going to be enlisting every turn, I probably would have done that a lot sooner. Let's go for this guy. Just take the coins. Yeah, I could have done that better if I'd done the other strategy instead of taking the 2 iron. If I thought that out more. Something else to note is in combat. Wow, they did combat power for something. They got their mech. Which mech did they get? They got speed boost as well. Interesting. Speed boost doesn't get them anywhere, is the thing. They haven't left their base yet, I just realized. That's interesting. Yeah, something to note is 7 combat power is the most you can use per combat. I think combat cards come in handy. What do I want to do here then? Let's do this. We'll grab an oil, and I'll grab an oil just so I have the 2 oil for the thing. And then I can grab another iron, I guess, just to have. I can build a building. Which is not a great spot to build a building, honestly. But let's do it anyways. Which building do I want? Honestly, tunnel would be good there. I think I'll go with the tunnel. Put it on here. Yeah, if you notice, I couldn't build it on the village because I didn't have a worker on the village. So they got Riverwalk now. They're about to leave their base. Which is not great. They haven't gotten their, there's a different ability they could have gotten that they haven't gotten yet, which is probably good for me. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one now. I'm gonna grab this one. I'll put him on there as well. I do have a start now. I don't actually remember why I got that. What did I do for the star? I just got a lot of coins there. Group bonus. Slay enlisted. Enlisting again would get me a star, but enlisting again might also just benefit them more. Oh, I maxed out on combat power, I see. Alright, so now I'm moving. 100%. So I can move 3 spaces. Go there. Go here, and go pick up those guys. And back there. Or... yeah, back there. And use this guy. I would like to leave 2 on there, so I'll take 3 with me. And then I'll retreat over to... Actually, take all of them. Actually, I can leave the resources behind. Let's leave those behind. So I control the space as long as nobody else lands in this tunnel, which nobody else is really going to land on the tunnel, so I'm not too worried about that. I'll go here. Alright, so I landed on the center space, which is the factory. So now I can choose a factory card. So this one is 2 coins cost, this one's 2 coins cost. And I get a mech, this one's 2 coins cost. I get a mech and a combat power. I get an upgrade and a popularity, or a building and popularity for 2 coins. This one's any resource, and then I get anything else, everything else. Which I think, honestly, I just got everything on the building, so I might go for the upgrades just because I have nothing on oil. I don't need the mechs. I have everything I could possibly need for mechs. And I already maxed out on combat power, so that's not a great plan for me. This one might be good too, just because it's 1 resource and you get coins and popularity. This one runs itself out eventually and costs 2 coins, which coins are the victory points. But I wouldn't require oil any further. And it gets you popularity. This one gets me a coin though. Choices. This is honestly a very interesting pick. So how this works is there's 1 plus the number of players. Whoever lands on the factory is the one who gets that, control of that basically, who gets the first pick, and then the other players don't actually get to see this technically. If you play the local mode, everyone's gonna see it obviously. It's nearly impossible to hide it. Yeah, I don't need the mech. I could use the building, but the upgrade would actually help me with the building more than the building would. However, just getting that every turn is super nice, because that's just a victory point basically every turn. And then popularity upgrades will also combat power and just cost me resource, and resources I should be able to produce a lot of. I could just move people to oil though. My main issue with grabbing that, because if I move them to oil, I then get benefits of that. However, iron, yeah, I definitely should not grab this guy for sure. This is a tough one though. So I either want this guy or this guy. That guy would be good if I didn't just put everybody on wood. If I wasn't just about to produce all the wood I need. This guy's more permanent, but this guy's more right now. However, there really is no end game to this game. As soon as mid game's over, the game's over. So I think I'll grab that. I think I'll go with that. That was a tough choice though. I had to think about long and hard about that one. Let's see, what should I upgrade now though? I could upgrade the coin. Popularity is not bad. I could do that. Popularity, and then that one. Yeah. Alrighty. So now I end my turn. Oh yeah, the factory is also worth 3 territories at the end of the game if you control it. Let's see. So now we'll see how. So I could get that mech now, which isn't horrible. What is my other mech ability? Just Riverwalk. Riverwalk would be nice, but I don't think that's going to be that particularly useful, especially since all I'm getting out of that would be like 1 combat card. If I were to make that choice. Let's upgrade. Let's do this. I think this is the best play. Yeah. Upgrade combat cards, and then I'll upgrade that. Then, every factory one has a 2 move space. You move 1 unit 2 spaces. However, I can just go throw myself wherever I want, basically, because I have +1 move speed for my player and mechs, and also can. Let's see. So, Also can go through, use these to teleport me. Plus I'm in the middle of the board either way. Village to village. Oh yeah, oh I see, I'm going through there. Kinda wanna grab that, but at the same time I feel like this one's the best play. Yeah, that's the best play. Alrighty, gain 2 food, 1 popularity, gain 2, gain 3 resources. Play 2 popularity, gain 1 worker, 1 metal. I do not want that. Actually I do get popularity. The metal worker might not be that bad. Metal, I don't need the metal, but it's not bad to have. Currently 5 popularity, but I'm going to be building it up. Main issue I just realized is my upgrades are also here on my move, and I'm going to be moving a lot. So I'm going to be, I only have like 1 more upgrade to do. Which then negates the point of that. So maybe that wasn't the best choice. Might have made a mistake there. Maybe I should have gone for the other one. Oh well. What you gonna do? One more worker would start costing me popularity, which I don't think I want. 2 gain 3 resources. I'm gonna do this one first. Which resource do I want though? I need 3 resources. Let's grab oil. 2 oil. And then grab 1 iron. I'm gonna get in 2 food. Alrighty. Looks like they're moving out. Loading all the way up. Where are they going? Oh, they're going to that tunnel over there. That's kind of scary. Ah, I knew I should have done that one. I so heavily considered going to that one. Because I was like, they're going to try and take that, aren't they? I was like, nah, they probably can't get out right now, can they? Yep, they can. I get the combat power, doesn't matter, I'm already maxed out. They're fighting me? They're fighting me. Okay. Interesting. Oh, they're finally grabbing their space there. They're trying to fight me for all these resources. So attacker does have advantage. They might actually win this. Okay, I won. So I actually get a combat star for that too. They scared me though. Attacker wins ties. And then they trigger the encounter. Oh, they did their encounter. Didn't actually show me, but okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna move here, first and foremost. So I would like to take my stuff and go home. I'm gonna go here. And then, what else do I want? I would actually like to, so I only need 2 on there, technically. Take all but 2 of these. Over here. Then you move there. Should defend them. Alright, 2 power, 2 popularity, gain 4 power, upgrade. That's interesting. So I'll just finish my upgrades. I wouldn't need to even pay anything to upgrade other than 2 popularity, which is that worth paying here? Probably not. I can do that one for sure. Is that worth it? I don't think that's really worth it. You know what? Screw it. Doing it. Why not? Why not? Alright, then I get 2 of any resource, which don't really need any more resources. Grab iron, I guess, just because spamming that is pretty worth it. I don't have any lumber currently, but I don't really need any lumber currently. Let's just do the lumber. There, yeah. And yeah, I don't need to upgrade now, which is my play that I was planning on doing. I could do it anyways and just get the coin. It would cost me... It's not worth it. That's not worth it. Alright. Whole reason I was moving was actually I was going to finish the upgrades. And partially because I wanted to go there. Yeah, sometimes the game just kind of throws things at you with those choices. I'm currently kicking butt though, so I'm not too worried. I was kind of worried about that combat. If they had a 5 combat card, I would have just been screwed. So now I would like to build actually. So I'm gonna go do this. And the lumber. I just got there, which is part of why I did that. And I want to build this guy here. Now I have a building around these 3 lakes. So that's 4 lake bonus. So I'm at here. I'm actually at tier there. So I just need 2 more lakes connecting to me, to my buildings. And I'll actually get the full bonus, which is pretty nice. There's an achievement on Steam for getting it too. Right, did they get another star yet? I can't tell. No, they did not. For sure. Yeah, that's the only enlistment I didn't do, so I don't get anything from that. It's got a lot of food there. So they're enlisting themselves. They probably produced and enlisted. Their card probably is this setup similar to mine. Jeez. Now what do I want to do? Could finish my investments. That wouldn't be the worst plan, honestly. Movement. Do I want to move? I mean, yes, technically. I also want to build a mech, though. I could use some combat cards, actually. Build that mech. Use this iron. Riverwalk. Where did I put it? Yeah, let's put it on there. Keep defense of the factory. Alright, that's my turn. Oh, they're fighting me on the lumber spot. Interesting. Oh. Go all out. Let's see if they can beat me. Yep, they beat me. Even in a tie, they would have beat me. Oh, I'll take a combat card then. Ooh, I got a good combat card. Now I retreat. They lose some popularity from that, though, because they kick 2 of my workers off. So if you kick workers off a spot, you lose popularity. So they just lost 2 popularity for that. Which was an interesting choice on their part. Took that lumber spot, which was... I was planning on building a building there, but I guess it doesn't matter at this point. I suppose I'll move this turn then, maybe. Because I want to get those guys off, and I want to start spreading out a bit. Plus, if I'm going to produce, I'd like to produce with those guys on somewhere to produce. I could get a building, but there's nowhere to... Actually, I don't have any place I could build a building, so never mind. So let's move. They basically forced my hand at moving here, unfortunately. I could go kick their guys off the spot. I would want to build a mech first so I don't lose the 4 popularity from that. Just go get some revenge. Where do I want to go then? Where's some lakes I have not built around? Let's go here. No, I still have that lake. Honestly, taking that middle area kind of sucked for getting lakes. 'Cause now there's now all the lakes There's no like 2 spots for lakes anymore, except for here actually. Let's go there. And then I would like to move one of my mechs off this spot here. Just want the workers with me so I can produce with them. Should I produce? I go on the iron spot and start just kicking out iron. I do need more combat power too. Let's head over here. Yeah. I'll move myself. Are there any things I can get? No, not really. Head over here then. Yeah, normally you can't enter or exit lakes. Yeah, they forced my hand on that one. It's not really a good choice for me because of them kicking me off there. Alright, I would like to build next turn though, I think. Or produce. Am I still on lumber anywhere? Not really, no. I'm on iron, I'm on oil. So I could do this though. I could build that last mech. Wouldn't be the worst idea. Yeah, let's go with lumber here. Build. So I want to build. What do I want to build? So build that, I get the full bonus. Just from there. Let's do this. Build on there. Okay. So what the mill does is when you produce, you can produce on the mill as an extra tile. So you basically can produce 4 times per turn. As long as you're spread apart in 4 different tiles. And it also produces per worker you have on the mill as well, which is nice. So it just counts as basically an extra production. There you go. Alright, one of them. Oh wow, we all have 3 stars right now. Some from combat for fighting me. Would like some combat power actually. Could get another star from that. I would like to get my mech. Combat powered mech seems like the best play here, honestly. So my ability is when I force workers to retreat, I don't lose any popularity for it. I can just kick you off your spot here, steal your resources. Try and determine the best play. Yeah, there. Alright, they're getting combat power too. They use the resources. I got their enlistments. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. I should get them a 4-star, yeah. Shoot, I have 4 stars too now though. I don't know what from, but I do. Alrighty, what do I do now? Could finish my enlistments, I can kick him off that spot there. Wouldn't be the worst plan, honestly. I could build my last building. I could go fight here. That's not a terrible idea, honestly. I have the combat power and I could steal all of those resources and I don't lose anything for kicking him off. So I might actually do that. That might be my play. Because I'm guaranteed to win that fight. So I think I'll do that. Oh, I can't actually get there, can I? From here. Can I do it from here? Nope. Oh, do that still. I'll move myself. I will take all my resources. And I can move there. Okay. They're gonna... Rostviet's gonna fight me off it, though. That's my main concern right now. Rostviet is 100% going to try and kick me off of there. Um, use my last move to just move a worker, I think. Over here. Yep. Recipe's gonna try and fight back for all these resources. There's no way they're gonna, now that I think about it. Let's see what they do. They put combat power in. They did put combat power in. They tried to fight me off. They wanted to keep that. They did their best. Yes. Alrighty. Yep, that's what I saw coming. Unfortunately, I do not have the combat power to keep them off of that. Ah. I'll just have to fight him back, I guess. Yep. There you go. Yeah, they went all in. Oh, they only use one combat power. Interesting. I guess because, yeah, there's basically a guarantee there. I'll get the combat card, yeah. Yep, now they have all those resources, and they're upgrading with them. It does give me a combat power, though. Oh, shoot. That's their second combat, though, isn't it? Oh, jeez. That was a risky play, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I do think I have the full structure bonus now, though, so that's good. Pretty sure I'm winning either way. Have all my mechs. Don't have all my buildings. If I built my last building, it would be over. That would be game right there. However, they could end up finishing the game. I kind of want to just try and fight them back, but they still have more combat power than me by a lot. So that's not a good idea. I could produce, I guess. And then Enlist would finish the game as well. Maybe I'll do that. I just gave them so many resources, though, from that. That was really dumb of me. That might actually lose me the game just doing that. So that is game over. Got my 6 star. Let's see who wins. If that was a mistake or not, fighting them off that space. I have 7 popularity, so I got in tier 2. I do control a lot of spaces, though. Resources. Yeah, they got all up points from resources because I just gave them it. So that was really dumb play of me. And coins. Yep, I win. Alrighty. That is how you play this game. Yeah, so if you want to see details. So we're all in tier 2 popularity, which means we're 7 to, whatever the... I guess 7 to 12 popularity. I'm just barely there. So I had 6 stars, so I got 4 coins for every star. They had 5 stars, they got 5 coins for every star. Or 4 coins for... Sorry. I got 4 coins for 6 stars, they got 4 coins for 5 stars, they got 4 coins for 3 stars. So they only ever hit 3. Spaces controlled. I control the factory plus 5 more spaces. So I control there, plus 1, 2, 3... So buildings count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. 5. And Rusty controls 4 spaces. Crimea controls 3 because I just kicked him off. Wow, Crimea has 0 resources, so they got 0 coins for their resources. Or at the very least, they have 1. I think they might have 1, right? Nope, they don't even have any. Wow. Wow. Yeah, they control these 3 spaces because I kicked them off the one. Or the 2 spaces, actually. I kicked them off 2 of the spaces. So Rustviet has 8 resources. Or 16 resources, it would be. So yeah, yeah, they have 16 resources, or 17, I guess, but it's divided by 2, rounded down, so. Yeah, I gave them a bunch of coins there. At least it was only like 2 coins per, but still. That might have made a difference if they're in like tier 3 or something. I had like 4 to 5 resources, so I only got 4 coins from that. I did have the level 3 structure one. They both had level 0. Did they even build a single building? I don't think they ever built a building. Yeah, they have no buildings. Wow. Interesting. So they have 0 on their structure bonus because they have 0 buildings. If they'd at least gotten 1 building built next to a lake, they would have gotten 2 coins from that. I got 9 because I got... Wait, I only got level 3? How did I only get level 3? Oh! Oh, I should have built... Oh. I forgot I had that lake already, so when I built there, it was already taken care of, so I only got that one from building. There wasn't 2. So how did I just turn the board? That was weird. Oh, there we go. Yeah, maybe. Nope, that's... Oh, interesting. So when you turn the board, it puts these in different spots. That's cool. Anyways, I'm looking from... I guess. I don't know. Weird. Oh yeah. On the Steam version, you can see everybody's resources, everybody's workers, everybody's combat victories. We both got 2 combat victory stars, and that's the max you can actually get, unless you're the unless you're this faction, I believe. Yeah, I think it's that faction. So that faction is you can do unlimited of these and unlimited of combats. Whereas every other faction can only do 1 or the other. But they can do both, and I think they choose 3 of them. I don't remember. Then Nords are my other favorite faction, which are... Now that I've turned the board all around. This one. So Nord's special ability is their workers can just go wherever other than lakes. So if you notice here, the workers don't start off with any villages. Because... the Nords don't need to start off with any villages. They can just have their worker cross the lake over here or cross the lake over there to a village. Whereas every other faction has a village in there. So Nords are super nice. Nords just go places and then can just gather things. I really like the Nords. And Nords also have a really good ability for controlling the factory because they can move 2 lakes. Their mechs and workers can move 2 lakes, but unlike mine, so my faction ability lets me teleport from lake to lake. Theirs lets them retreat to a lake when they lose a combat. So if you notice here, there's 3 lakes around the factory. So if somebody tries to fight them on the factory to gain control of the factory, they can just retreat to the lake and fight them back right next turn. And their 3rd ability, I don't remember what their 3rd ability is. I don't think I ever used it too much. Unless everybody's is camaraderie. It might be that everybody's is camaraderie. I know these 2 are for sure different for every faction. Maybe I'll go play a Nordic game. Game from the Nord side. Just to give it a shot. Oh yeah, so this one and this one are for the expansion. The Invaders from Afar expansion. So this guy has like an ability that lets him place a tile that whenever that tile counts for 2 and they control that tile unless somebody else moves on it. This one has a similar ability where they place like a little tile on the tiles, and it's like a trap. So if somebody else goes on that tile, it triggers the trap. It works once, but they can reset it and they can teleport to and from their traps. So like you can place a trap on the factory, and then if somebody goes on the factory, they'll trigger the trap, which either like takes away a coin, takes away popularity, takes away combat power, I think are the 3 different traps. And they can like teleport to and from them, and they can reset the traps too. Yeah, this was definitely an interesting one. I never actually completed my secret mission. Oh, they completed a secret mission. I wonder which one they had. Didn't really show. Yeah, they had 2 there to complete the secret mission. They enlisted all. Everyone enlisted all. Everybody upgraded all, which is interesting. Usually when I play with other people, people don't go for upgrades like I do. Upgrades are my strategy. I love the upgrade path. I kind of understand where people are coming from, where upgrades aren't the greatest thing, but at the same time, like, if you upgrade everything right away, getting all of the other stars is super easy. Like, once you finished upgrading, like, if you notice, my mechs cost 1, so I just pay 4 iron and I have 4 mechs. My buildings cost 2, so if I pay 4 wood, it gives me 4 mechs, or 4 buildings, or 8 wood would be 4 buildings. Plus, it just gets you a start to finish if you do finish it. But yeah, going for upgrades first just helps with getting everything else. Like, and then you can start accumulating resources better, because like once it costs you only like 1 for a mech, every other iron you get is, you know, just a bonus point at the end of the game. For, you know, this one is my strategy, at least. Actually, it was the person I was dating was the big one who went with this play, where they played this faction and tended to kick butt pretty well going for enlistments, just because every time they enlisted they got that combat card counted as resource that they can then use for other things, and that helped them cheapen their abilities either way, their costs either way. And we never really fought. Like, this probably had more combats than most of my games tend to, which was interesting. Combats actually aren't that frequent in like I guess to be fair, I usually do like 1v1s. And combats aren't very frequent at 1v1s unless, you know, I'm like holding the factory super hard and somebody really wants the factory card. This faction and this faction are super good at getting to the factory quickly, because their mech ability here is literally just teleport from any friendly village to the factory. It just, so they can just have their person here, they can build the mech, and then next turn just take 1 move to go here. Whereas mine lets me river walk, so I can have mine here and just take 2 steps to go over there. That's how I was able to get there so quickly, because I got speed boost and then the ocean walk. So I just went straight there. This one's decent just because if you can get your mech going quickly, you can also do that, because you can also go from lake to factory. This one is a bit hard to get to factory, I believe. I don't remember what their second thing is. I never really play them because my friends always play them. My least favorite faction is this one, just because I never really do combat, so getting that bonus combat star is never useful. Getting secret missions is kind of useful, but secret missions can be hard to do, and some can be impossible to complete after a certain point. I really like this game. This is an actual physical board game, which I actually ended up getting first. Actually, technically, I had the Steam version first. I just never ended up playing it. But yeah. Let's go and exit. I'll go and start up another game before I get too rambly. So let's go with Nordic. Limited redos. Not that I used any of that time. Yeah, there's the 2 extra factions. What about 2 bots again, I think. Alright, they're also apparently like competitively banned combos. So Rust-Viet Industrial and Crimea Patriotic apparently give some sort of advantage. There's promo cards here, which I'm not sure what the actual promo cards are. I've always played with promo cards, except for in the physical game, I guess. I don't think I have them in the physical game. So let's go. So before that, though, I'm going to run to the restroom. Alrighty, so what are we playing with? Rust-Viet, Crime. Oh, same factions. Interesting. So over the tunnels, building a structure on a tunnel. You can see that, and actually it's a 3 bonus because you don't actually need to build the tunnel on a tunnel. The person I was dating actually specifically always did build the tunnel on the tunnel for some reason. I mean, they won those games, so whatever works, I guess. So secret objectives with an advantage: control at least 3 forest territories. That's the lumber one, the one that gives you wood. And then control the factory at the end of your turn and have it the highest power of any player tied 0. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Let's see if I can complete any of those. Oh yeah, and each of them have a different little worker tile if you didn't notice that. Or worker token. I go first again. Interesting. Did I get the same? No, I didn't. Got a different map. So if you notice here, moves in a different spot. This is in a different spot. Everything is in a different spot. And these are all the same. However, if you notice, there's different upgrades for them too. So my upgrade actually costs an upgrade to upgrade. In that case, let's start off by moving. Or should I? No, I should move. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, can't do anything else, so we're going. So they're producing. It's simply a good idea to get your workers right off the bat, at least the first one. Or second. Yeah, first one. Very least the first one. Let's go ahead and grab me some oil and a worker. Do I want to make more workers? It's actually a good question. I'm gonna do this, I think. I think I will pay that coin. I'll just grab the oil. Start me off right with some oil. Interesting. Yeah, I think they produced 2 turns in a row, didn't they? So they got their workers out first. Now let's see. Should I do that? Probably. First, though, I think I'll do this. Or, no, this. Do that. Ah, interesting. Then I'm gonna do this. So you here, you there. This would have been a really good time to be the other faction, because I can choose this, gain the popularity, have free popularity, and get that mech, because that mech is what I really want right now. 2 power, 2 combat cards. I think I'll just gain the combat card and popularity. Not having that popularity sucks for that. That would have been the perfect time for a mech. I would have got the submerged mech and I would have gotten straight to the factory. That sucks. That's a huge bummer. I'm gonna do this, get that combat power, get that upgrade. First thing I'm gonna upgrade is my upgrade, I think. Ooh, production. Ooh, three. I need the 3 move. I need the 3 move. 3 move is actually required for me right now. As much as I'd like to, get that upgrade going. So 3 move. Interesting. Is this a mountain? That is a mountain. I always forget that that's a mountain. Alright. Because I'm so used to there being a village on everyone. Interesting. That makes sense, though. Wow, that's a lot of coins they just gained. So I think produce this turn? Yeah, produce this turn. And probably this one. So I would like produce, and I would like... That's an interesting take. Let's go with this. I kind of wanted the mech, but I think I'm gonna go for that. Go ahead, play change. What's everyone's combat power at? I'm tied with them. Wow, they have 0 right now. They can't produce anymore. That's the downside of Rusty Hits. They need to keep up in combat power in order to properly produce. So I will be moving here. Yes. 1, 2. I need that oil there. So 3. Build a building. 2. I would like a tunnel, I think. Yeah, tunnel. Alright. Alright. I think I need to produce here. That's all I can do, unfortunately. I think my next play is actually... This next play is going to be interesting. So I'm going to move. I'm going to move this guy here. Then I'm going to move myself. Oh, I didn't build the mech yet, did I? Oh, I got the tunnel, though. That's what mattered. Actually, undo that. Let's actually do my first undo. So I'd like these guys, actually. So move over there. Yes. Both move there. And then myself. Move somewhere. Should I do that? Yeah. Actually, maybe I won't do that. Instead, move. Thinking long and hard about this one. Yeah, let's move myself. I will. I think that is the play. Here. And what am I building here, though? Wouldn't be the worst plan to do iron for the mill. I think I will. That is on a tunnel, so that's 1 point in the structure bonus. Oh, they're moving out. Oh, shoot, they're getting a thing. So we got coins and popularity, looks like, from their bonus. They're enlisting. Yeah, to be fair, enlisting with that faction next to you is typically a good idea, because their whole play is enlisting. Enlisting enlistments, at least. Because you know, get combat cards every time they enlist, which they're going to be doing a lot. They're going for mechs soon. See. Alrighty. This turn I think I'll upgrade again. I'll grab that combat power and then that. Yep. See if they're enlisted again. Yeah, they're gonna be doing that often. So getting at least your enlistment up with them next to you is typically a good idea. But to be fair, I'm also their neighbor because there's only 3 players. I think it's next door like this way and not next door like physically on the board. You know? I think. I'm not entirely sure. For being fully real here. Produce, yeah. Fortunately, this thing's gonna go into waste at the moment, but that's fine. So like seaworthy. I would like it here, yeah. Honestly, I can undo that. So I would still like to build. Take those ones. Grab speed, actually, because I'm already out. I mean, I'm on the tunnel now. Speed is what I need to do what I need to do. Unfortunately, you can't undo in an online game. Wish you at least got like the one undo. Ah, yeah, they're going. Wow, they're going full on mechs apparently. Jeez. Oh, and they're getting their encounter. What do they get? Coin, and popularity. They get the same encounter. That was interesting. So what am I doing here then? I think I'm moving. Moving myself for sure. To the factory. See, I want 2 on oil for now, just till I can finish the upgrades. Just need a bit more oil. Lumber here, should I move the lumber guy? I feel like I should move this guy. Just get him to a different space here. Actually, what I could do, that's not a bad play. So, Max, carry as many workers and stuff as you want. Go over to this oil space here. Yep. And then, so now I have 2 on oil still, so I can move these guys off if I want to. I only have 1 more move though, I suppose, but still. Move 1 of them to iron. Actually, I produce iron infinitely there anyways. I will move 1 over here though. Or I could go here and start getting some food. It's not the worst idea. I can move them to logs and get some logs. Keep producing logs. It's not like I don't need more logs eventually for the buildings. Yeah, let's do that. I get to choose a factory, so you see there's different factory cards now. The numbers tell you which they are. Upgrades don't need that. Enlistments could use that. Mechs and that are I don't. So that's two of any different resources. So instead of doing like 2 iron, I could do 2 of any for that. Instead of doing 2 wood, I can do 2 of any for that. Combat power for popularity is not bad. This for any 3 resources honestly might be the play though. Because 2 popularity would get me rapid growth in popularity, and it's not like I need my combat power. And I have ways to gain it quickly, so it's not the worst play. I have 2 combat cards now. I would need to start gaining more combat cards if I were to use this, but that is honestly super nice. Ah. Maybe grab that, then I should enlist the combat cards, I guess. I'm gonna build. Yeah, cool. I did put myself there. Okay. I grabbed the combat card one. Do that then. So I got 2 points. That's a lot of oil. They're gonna be upgrading soon. Yep, right now. Right as we speak. Wow, one of them they're almost at max. They are at max combat power. They just got a star for max combat power. They just hit max. Huh. So what's the play here then? I think upgrading again. I could get another mech. No, upgrading. Upgrading first. I would like to gain. I want to be above 7. You know. Grab combat cards. Yeah. And yeah, get that mech. They're already maxed out, so that doesn't even matter. 2 oil. Are they gonna? Oh, they're building a mech. They're getting their mechs ready. Which one are they grabbing though? Probably. Oh, they got speed again. This confuses me, because I got speed first because I was already out through the tunnel. Why did they get speed? I guess I just got a need for speed. Let's produce this turn. Let's iron that. Use that iron I just produced to build my mech. I would like... This ability actually lost me a game before because I used it when I was at 7 combat power. My opponent was at like something over here. And I basically ended up losing combat because of that. Which would have won me the game on the factory tile. I was so upset about that mistake. Because it was you're playing online, it couldn't back up. That was a huge mistake. Should I grab Seaworthy though? Just so I can start going on lakes. Yeah, let's grab Seaworthy. Lakes sound good right now. And right there. Alrighty. And in my turn. Oh geez, they have 3 mechs already, I just realized. Now they can river walk. Did they get their shows a way to like check. Oh yeah, there we go. So they do have the one that can move them to the factory, so they're probably gonna try and fight me on the factory soon. Might just move off there normally though. They don't really need to be there. Yeah, move and then build another building. I think it's gonna be my play here. So moving. Take everything with you. Go to the lumber, or do I need lumber? I don't need lumber anymore. I already have all I need in lumber. Go down here. Which might end up getting me into a fight, so I should watch out for that. This guy's gonna move somewhere. He's gonna move here. He's gonna defend the factory for me. And I'm gonna go over here and grab this thing. Ooh. That's tempting. 1 combat card in popularity though. 2 to gain either resource, 1 combat card in popularity. Just getting the last mech right now could be worth it, but it's not really that worth it. Especially with the popularity I'm at. I think I'll just gain the popularity. The combat card. Because the combat card gives me 3 resources anyways, plus can help me out in combat. Is that my only wood? Yeah. building my last building. Building it here. Oh, they're not fighting me. Interesting. They could have. They could have tried to fight me. I guess they want that food though for some reason. They're not moving to fight me either. Interesting. Oh, they didn't get that yet? I thought they got that. Huh. Yeah, they're getting that enlistment. Got 2 enlistments now? Yeah, they only have 2. This one has all of them. They have like 2 stars just from getting their combat power and then the enlistments. They're doing a lot better this game than they were last game, at least. Paying 1 coin, getting oil. They're upgraded now. Oh, plane first though. Is it their last mech? No, it's their second mech. They're the ones with all the mechs. Go Riverwalk now. They can go to oil. I should probably retreat off of that. I can't retreat off of that, can I? That's alright, not good. I can get rid of the oil though. I can get my last mech. I can build the mech there too. Oh, but production would produce more things on there. So all that would get me would be start getting those enlistments, which isn't terrible, but I don't think I'm gonna go for that. There. Probably shouldn't do that, but oh well. That one. Oh, yeah, this one matters not at all currently. I will note, they have 0 combat power, and they have max combat power. I have exactly middle combat power. So I'm gonna build them here just to help defend this space. Here's my last mech though, so that is, oh no, it's not my last mech. It's not my last mech. Interesting. Upgrading to production. Crew bonus. Alright, I think I will retreat off now. I don't have any more buildings to build though. So should I still do that? Yeah, I should retreat off. Yeah. So you all come with me to a place of pure imagination. Have you retreat off as well. Where do I want him to go though? There's not really any important places to go. I guess I could go defend another. Defend something with them. That's not still there. Me would like to go get this thing. I do believe. Into popularity. Get my last mech. Yeah, the mech thing isn't that important now. I'll just gain the popularity, honestly. I can't really build. I mean, I can. I'll just get the coin, but I'll pay 2 lumber for it, so that's not worthwhile. Part of why that's not worthwhile is basically every 2 I get, more, 2 resources I get more coins anyways, so that's 2 resources would just have me the coin anyways. Jeez, they're both getting popularity for that, because they have all their stuff going. Upgrading again, it looks like. Yeah, getting those enlistments is good too, because that just gets you stuff every time you do anything else. Even just not for that. Which is why that is partially a good strategy, even though I don't utilize it myself. I think I'm going to build my last mech. Do believe. I don't have anyone else anywhere, so I guess that's not the most worthwhile use of my time. I'll take that one. Get my last mech. Throw him here, I think. Yeah. Alright. Hey, there's also a star for getting all your workers. So what other stars should I go for? Do I have King of the Hill? I do think I have King of the Hill. No, because they're at max combat power. I forgot. Maybe I should work on that then. Work on King of the Hill. Yeah, let's start heading towards King of the Hill, I think. I could move again. Moving wouldn't be bad, actually. I could get the upgrades going, though. Yeah, let's do it. Having more combat power doesn't hurt either, especially against AIs who I don't know are not going to fight me. So let's grab popularity. Grab that. Kind of want the coin one, honestly. I guess that doesn't matter too much at this point, does it? Alrighty. Maybe now I'll move. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. Pay that combat card. Get just 3 of any resource, which is probably just gonna be food because I haven't done investments at all yet. I'll grab it on. And move 1 worker. Move myself. Go grab another thing. It's not like the worst plan. Let's do it. Kinda, that wasn't really what I wanted to do, but oh. 2 food, 1 popularity, 2 resources, 1 worker, 3 wood. We'll do that one. Alrighty. Enlisted. I haven't done any enlistments. We're all at 2 stars right now. They're moving out. Where are they going? Over here. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting choice. Oh, I see. So they're going to use their oil there. I wonder if they're going to try and fight. They have 2 spots to fight here. So I think I'm just going to gain that combat power again. Use some oil. These and last upgrade. So that gives me another star. If I get the 3 combat power again, I do get oh, they got combat power from that. Not that it matters for one of them, they're already maxed out. I choose the 3 combat power option again. I do get another star. And that also gets me 2 more stars, actually. Huh. That just clicked for me. 10. If I get to 12 or 13, it's 13. Huh. So I think we're gonna move then. Yeah. Let's go somewhere here. Yeah. Oh wait, they can move in there, can't they? Oh. Oh, I control 3 forests. I didn't even need the King of the Hill. Okay. Interesting. I didn't even realize I moved on to 3 separate forests, or controlled 3 separate forests. Where are they? 1. Oh, I'm on a forest with my character. I was like, wait, how did I complete a mission? I was planning on just doing the 3 combat power, maxing out combat power, and then having King of the Hill, but... Are they? Oh, they're going for my iron. They're going for my iron. Sure, why not? Let's see. Let's just try to win this fight. Oh no, no, no. Ah! They stole my iron. Okay. We'll retreat here, I guess. Oh, they just got 6 stars from that? Oh. Oh. And they stole 4 iron. And they have the popularity to get more bonuses from that. Oh. I'm really glad I spread out then. Because I think that pushed me ahead. Oh. But yes, you can win the game even with 4 stars. That went crazy. So yeah, they had the 3-tier popularity. They had 0 from the structure bonus. I had the full structure bonus, so I got the 6 coins from that. They had level 1s, they had 2 coins. Yeah, they stole my resources, so they got a bunch more coins, especially since they're in tier 3 popularity. So they got 3 coins. They got 6 bonus coins for stealing that space. They got another star, which gave them another 5 coins from winning combat. They got, and they got another tile there. So that got them another 4 coins. So they basically winning that combat for them got them 5, 9, 6. So that's 15 coins. Just winning that combat pushed them up 15 coins there. Thankfully, because of my ability, I actually moved here instead of there, which kept me on a tile controlled there. So I got another 4 coins. I didn't lose out on that 4 coins there, which was nice. That would have got me 99. I did lose the resources, so that kind of sucked. But oh, I also lost the tile there actually, because I had control of that either way, even without something on there. Huh. Yeah, that was a lot crazier than I expected it to be. that went down to things. Jeez. So they only had 3 stars. Yeah, they didn't do very good. Recipe I did not do as good this time. They had 31 coins. They had more coins than me. I thought I might have had more coins, but I guess probably just from the enlistments. Just those enlistments they had, getting coins every time somebody did whatever the thing was that got them coins. Probably helped boost them up. Yeah, Respia's combat power was 0. Like, oh wow, what? How did they get to 6 all of a sudden? What'd they do to get to 6 all of a sudden? Did they choose like the combat power thing twice in a row or something? Did I miss that? Last I looked, they're at 0, and all of a sudden they have 6 combat power. Yeah, they got everyone got their upgrades. Everyone got their mechs. They all got their enlistments. I did not. I got 0 enlistments. There is an achievement for winning with 0 enlistments. There's an achievement with winning with 0 buildings. There's an achievement with winning with 0 mechs. There's an achievement with winning with 0 upgrades. And there's an achievement for winning with like less than like 7. I think it's just less than 7 of this, so just tier 1. Winning tier 1. There's an achievement for winning with not 6 stars or something like that. It's a lot of fun achievements. I've gotten most of them already, at least of those ones. I don't think I've gotten the upgrade one because I don't think I've ever not upgraded. Okay, nobody's been maxing out on people at all. And me spreading out there gave me, let's see, what did that get me? That's 3 extra tiles. Yeah, I controlled 14 tiles. That's one of the things the Nordic's super good at, is just controlling tiles. I got a ton of tiles at the end of the game there. Because the workers can just go wherever they want, regardless, other than in lakes. That's the only downside. If I were to have dropped my mech off here instead of here, they couldn't have left the mech. Which is part of why I did it there and then moved those 2. But yeah, I controlled so many tiles. Plus I controlled the factory, so the factory is just 3 tiles right there. But even without that, I had 11 tiles. I was getting 33 coins even if I didn't have the factory. But instead I got the 3, so I got 9 more coins there. So I got like 40 coins from that, or whatever. That'd be more than 40 coins. It'd be like 42 coins. Yeah, they stole some resources from me, so that would have got me what, 4 extra coins, I believe. That didn't really matter too much. Um, yeah, that probably is what won me the game. So that was 6 coins. I would have lost 6. And then also my ability to just retreat. That lost me another 3, so that'd be 9 minus 9 coins. Oh, I still would have been 1 point ahead of them. Wow. Huh. Yeah, I believe I still would have been 1 point ahead of them even then. That was a close one though. That was crazy. Alrighty, that was fun. Inspection. What is bonus inspection? I don't know. Where's the settings here? Keyboard shortcuts. Sets game warnings. Oh yeah, can have different maps. Color dynamic, color territories, power, popularity, and triumph trackers, drag and drop. Yeah, you could just click them and then click where they go. I like the drag and drop. It's more fun to drag and drop. Silence music. Honestly, I really recommend this game. The Steam version kind of sucks for learning, but if you look up a guide on how to play, it's a little easier. Oops. And there's also a paint shop. So here's what the actual board game stuff looks like. So they just have the different colors for the different factions, and they're all white. Then the video game paints them for you. And the different factions here. So here's all the different workers. There's those guys. That. Is there a faction we didn't see? So we didn't see that one. Oh yeah, I played the Nords and I played the Nords. I played this guy, I believe. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I played these two, and then they were these ones, and we still didn't see this one, which I think is Crimea. Which is why they look like mob boss, like mafia. Look like little dwarves. Here's all the mechs too. In case you didn't notice during the game that the mechs are actually different for the faction. Oh, and the plane models are just the colors as well. Yeah, there's have sights on them. Guns. It's like a battleship with a walking battleship, which is interesting. I should probably put the paint back on them. So I have that feature here, white elements there. Oh yeah, something else to note is that actually the painted ones in here are actually different per mech. So if you actually see them in game, I think it's noticeable more with one of them. One of them is more noticeable. I think it's this one. It's the most noticeable, or maybe this one. It's the most noticeable. I don't remember. But in the game, the different mechs have different colors. They have like little different color stripes. Like this guy here had like this is red, but if you put a different one down, it would be like a different color. There's a little spider walker thing with a cannon. Just a cannon. Kind of, this one's like Star Warsy, honestly. The characters. You have the bird, and in each of the characters is named after the character and their like animal. So you got like, I think it's like Boris, and I forget what the ox's name is. She has like a tiger. Yeah, he's an ox. Bear. He has a wolf. And she has an eagle. And the actual cards too. We can look at the cards. Here's all the encounters. And a lot of them, all of them have like the different factions on them. So here's the character I like to play other than Boris. And it's all, the encounters are all stories. So you see the scene set up, and then you have, you know, what do you do with this scene? in case it wasn't obvious, because I didn't really point that out during the game. I just kind of noted what they do, not what the actual story is. So there's a whole story behind all the encounters. So, especially with her ability lets you do two of these things. So, so it can be nice and whistle while you wait for the geese to cross the road. Or you can pay the girl for her pet geese, or as you call them, dinner. So, you're paying the girl and buying her geese, and then eating them. So that's how you gain the food. Or you feed the geese to your animal and claim the farm as your own, which you get the structure. And then you lose popularity for doing that, obviously. So the fun part is you can pay the girl for her geese and then steal her geese, then feed the geese to your animal as this character. That's when the mechs. It's the Star Wars mech, which is actually her mech. So you can see this scene. You can humbly take orders from your superior officer and gain combat cards popularity. You can give the villager a ride home on your horse, which pays you 2 coins. Or you pay 2 coins, but you get her wood, so you basically buy her wood off of her. Or you can threaten to create an avalanche with your bazooka, which loses your popularity for, being threatening, but you get the recruit. By recruiting them, I guess. Here's the planning again. So the bears frolic together in the snow. Oh, I see. So you can have your bear friends. Oh, jeez. Or you can kill them and eat them. You can start bear cavalry by enlisting the animal. So you just pay them for the bear, and then you get a recruit. You recruit the bear. Yeah, artwork is honestly pretty good. Not a good artist. Oh, here's Boris and his ox. You can pet the reindeer and flirt with the local less at the refinery. So you gain popularity for flirting. I guess because Boris is pretty popular among the ladies. Or men, who knows? Maybe he's gay. Or bi. I don't know. Locals at the refinery might be guys. Who knows? You can pay 2 to, I guess, pay or whatever at the refinery. I don't know. Pet the reindeer. Pay 2 to pet. I don't know. Why you'd be? Oh no, gain 2. Okay, gain 2. Get money from it. I don't know why you'd get money to pet the reindeer, but stock up on oil so you can pay for oil, or you can convince the soldier that reindeer aren't real. You become less popular for convincing the soldier that reindeer aren't real, but then you get them as a recruit for somehow convincing them that reindeer aren't real. Sit down and entertain the troop with a greatly embellished story. That's Boris again. Pay your respects as you pass through the Nordic camp. Nordic is Boris's faction, so you gain 2 oil and popularity for paying your respects. Sit down and entertain the troop with embellished story. So you pay 2 to embellish the story, but then you get an upgrade apparently. I don't know how that connects exactly, but ambush soldiers lose popularity for ambushing the soldiers, but you get the oil for free instead of paying for it. Hey, Boris again. Oh yeah, I did that one already. Let's see. Oh, here's the tiger lady. So you can help inventor install a heavy gear. So you gain popularity for helping, and you get the oil that you probably use to, do it. Hire the inventor and fund his crazy inventions. So you pay 3 to fund him, but then you get the building that he invents. Steal the inventor's fuel source. So you can lose popularity for stealing, but then you get the bunch more oil. Hey, Boris again. You can see like the mech off in the distance. And this is like threatening. That's like it gives off a threatening aura there. So steer the disoriented mech through the fog with your lantern. So you're helping the mech out. So you get the oil so that they don't need anymore, and you get the popularity of helping. Pay the stranded man for his mech, so you pay, but then you get the mech. That would make sense. Shout nonsense until the mech comes close enough for you to rob it. So you become less popular for robbing it, but you rob the two gold and any 2 resources from it. There's just a lot of them. I have not done the win without upgrades yet. Maybe I'll try and do a run where I win without upgrades. That way I can just get this last card here. Maybe I was planning on just ending the stream here, but I want to do a no upgrade run. Wait, here's all the different ways, different missions. And different artworks on them too. Man, some of these are just cool but like creepy. Jeez. Here's different mats. I should probably look into that. The expansions. Oh, so it also comes with the 2 other mats you can use too. Okay. I really should buy that expansion. Honestly. Actually spent my $20 Steam gift card that I was considering buying the expansion with. That was one of my considerations, was getting this game's expansion. I was considering doing that, but I ended up spending it on Wizard 101. And here's all the factory cards too. So you can see all the different factory cards to choose from. Yeah, let's do one run and try and win without... Let's just do them on easy still. Let's just kick out one of them. Just to kind of make it a little easier. Combos, promo cards. Yeah. It's like $10 for the... Actually, because I own the game already, if I buy the bundle, it's actually cheaper. To get the expansion, it's like $8. Actually, I can probably afford that right now. I think I actually spent an extra $10 if I buy the bundle. Let me look into that. That opened in a different browser. That's not what I'm looking for. Oops. No wait, that opened. No, there. In Steam. Expansion. We'll do that right now. Store page. Close that so I can go back to my stream. Yeah, the bundle, since I own the game, the bundle is actually cheaper to buy the expansion than just buying the expansion, which is interesting. So it's $8.49 for the expansion. How much do I have? I have $8.43 in Steam credit. So I'd have to spend $5 if I were to do that. I'm literally 7 cents short. Because I'm 7 cents short, I'd have to spend $5 because there's a $5 minimum. Wow. Blah. I want to spend an extra $5 right now on Steam. Already kind of over budget as is. I don't think there's anything else on sale right now I necessarily want. That would be worth spending $5 on. I can get the Hat in Time DLC. But I don't have any intent on playing Hat in Time anytime soon. There's a bunch of other board games on Steam I'm considering buying, but maybe when they go on sale or something. Actually, I probably have quite a few of them just from Humble Bundles I haven't used yet. Yeah, I'll wait on the expansion. That's tempting, though. Yeah, I can't believe I'm 7 cents short. I don't know how I ended up 7 cents short. Alright, so Tunnels again, and King of the Hill. Oh, I got that's interesting. Achieve Tactical Mastery. Oh, should I have done Nords? I probably shouldn't have done Nords. Engineering. Is engineering the upgrade one? Achieve Tactical Mastery. Have 8 or more combat cards in hand and at least 1 combat victory star. Interesting. Probably not doing either of those. Sexy. Oh, we're playing against this one. That's the faction we haven't seen yet. Intriguing. Alrighty, so no upgrades for me ever. Got it. That means I need to probably move. Get some people going here. Oh, and you should move. Get some mechs going. As much as I want to move my guy out. Actually, let's restart that. You go this way. You go this way. Alright. What's he gonna do? Move him to people. And moving himself out. Makes sense, makes sense. Then produce probably. Yeah. Move again. Myself here. So whatever that gives me is probably gonna be good. Unless it's the pay 3 for popularity for the mech. I should keep those guys there. I should move here maybe. I could do that. That wouldn't be bad. Should I do that? Or should I just skip the move? Let's do that. Oh, wait. Yep. Let's do that. Build a structure, yes. Okay. That is perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. That was actually super nice. I have no popularity now, but that's fine. Produce again, I think. Yeah. So it will now cost me combat power, so I need to make sure I keep up in combat power. Yep, he's gonna go get his thing. Counter. Doesn't show what their encounters are. Probably just shows the top option though. Having any upgrades is gonna be weird. Move them here, I think. Yeah. I should probably get some popularity, honestly, but maybe not. Maybe I can go for a building. Yeah, let's do this. Bitcoin. Bit. 2 wood. Yeah. Turn. I'm heavily considering the producing. Heavily considering producing. Just right now and just taking more of those guys. Nah, I'll move. I'll move you. And you. Yep. Alright. Alrighty. Produce now? Produce now. He got his mech out already. He got Riverwalk. He's moving out. Should move myself. I'd like to move out as well. Interesting, interesting. Let's be a bit scary. And who else? Should I move? Yeah, I should move one of these out. Over here. To enlist investments. I'll grab some combat power with that. Or should I grab popularity? Combat power is better right now. If I'm gonna try and be scary. They're going for more mechs. Wow, they're going full on mechs. They want to fight. They're like, okay, you want to fight? Bring it. Oh, I know what I missed. What I mistook. Okay. That's fine. Deuce. I would like to move here. One of these guys. There. And move myself off. Oh. That's fine. I don't want to build a structure there anyways. Popularities would be good. Oh, pay 2 to gain 3 popularity though. Or 2 power and 1 popularity. Yeah, let's do that. Get 3 there. And grab. Well, we're never doing that, so might be more worth just get this one than just gain the popularity. mech. It's getting kind of scary. They probably are going to try and fight me, honestly. And they got movement speed. Are they going for the factory? Oh, I should have had... Oh, well, that's fine. I think I've still made the right choice. Let's see, though. If I do this, actually... Popularity? Do I want resources? Popularity. Resources might not be bad, actually. I think I could use the popularity more, though. Let's do resources. Or should I grab, though? Iron, probably 2 iron. Yeah, then build mech. I want speed boost mech. I want them on here. Okay. Now what? Move? Yeah, move. In the factory. And who else? I would kind of like to take that with a mill. Just move them off over there. Alrighty, so buildings for 2 coins. That's not a bad idea since I can't upgrade it all. Anything for any resources. It's 2 coins and popularity. That's honestly... I've already got 1 building built. I have enough wood to get a 2nd building built. But I don't really have enough to get a 3rd or 4th. So maybe I'll do that. Let's do it. I actually really like that. Oh. Oh, I have an objective. Oh yeah, I had King of Hill. Cool. That's actually gonna be super helpful. I control the factory and have the most combat power. That was not even intentional. I keep like unintentionally getting things. Last time it was specifically not King of Hill. I was going for King of Hill and didn't get it. Alrighty, so I can get combat power then? Should I get combat power? Maybe I should get combat power. I don't need combat power right now. That would cost me my wood there. Let's do this one. Pay the 2 coins. I'd like to build this guy on here. And I will move Hoomst. I don't need wood anymore, so I don't need him on there. So maybe I'll move this guy. Take them. Actually, I was planning on building there, wasn't I? Well, I could go over here, I guess. Do I need that though? Not really. I don't need that spot. I could go... The issue is, if I'm going to build next turn, which I'm going to build next turn, that then creates a problem for me. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do... Cancel that one. Moving that guy. Move in one of these guys. But then... choices. If I produce enough... Oh, I have 1 food there. It's fine. It's fine. Actually, if I move him here... Yeah, I could just move him straight here. Why am I able to move him straight there? That doesn't make any sense. He's just a worker. Workers can't move 2 tiles. Oh, 1 unit, 2 tiles. I'm probably should be going to bed. I'm just being silly at this point. Where's he going? Oh, getting the oil up there. That's fine. You can go there. Does he move? What's his mountain? It's mountain. Oh no, that's not good. He's going for my resources. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all. He's heading straight for my unprotected resources. I'm gonna go and grab those 3. I'm gonna go get... Jeez. He's heading for my resources. I'm gonna build another building because I have this guy here. Cool. That's my last building too, isn't it? Awesome. That's the full structure bonus too, I'm pretty sure. So I need it twice. I only have one mech, don't I? Okay. Shoot off of there. Go defend myself. Scaring me. Alright, then enter. Produce there. That's fine, you can produce there. Just don't scare me like that. Alright. Okay, it's got all my buildings built, which is super nice. And on structure bonus tiles too. Maybe I'll produce this turn. Or I could... Do I have... Yeah, I do. I could get a mech this turn. I could also just produce and then get mech next turn, but then they can steal that next turn if they wanted to steal my iron. That might be what they end up doing. Let's see what happens. So I only produce on 2 tiles. Oh, oh no, I get that as a bonus though. So produce on 3 tiles. Yeah. I'll grab that, and that. Let's see what they end up trying to do. Alright, no upgrades. Interesting. Are they... They did move. They used their move to move 1 unit and not try and fight me. I guess that makes sense. I was kind of confused there. Alright, I would like to move this turn, yeah. Yeah, I think move's the play. Load up, move out, move over here. And who else should be moving? Going to be enlisting. Guess I can move one of those guys away. I don't think they can get over there. It's not quickly. Where should I move them though? That's a good question. Could just fling them into the void. Let's start moving them out, I guess. Yeah, let's get them over here. Get the resources off. So if I do that, then I'm not as scary. Grab the coins. Not really planning on listing the last time. I don't think I need to. I mean, he's probably gonna be upgrading, but I'm not at all. So that's kind of why I'm thinking about that. 2 resources of any kind. I don't need buildings. I don't need food. I do need iron, but I get plenty of iron over here, so I don't think I need that. So I think I'll just go for popularity. I could have just not, but I feel like, yeah, because that gets me to 7. I feel like that's worth it. Let's grab Seaworthy. And I'll go and defend. So if I put him here, I could then move that guy faster. If I put him here, I defend better. Let's put him there, just get that guy across faster. Where's he going now? Oh, all the way over there. Wow. Interesting. What is his thing? Move between any mountain or tunnel. Oh. Oh. Interesting. So he's able to move from this mountain to that mountain with his ability. And tunnels can also do that. Interesting. Muy interesante. What do I want this turn? Probably produce, or honestly I'm kind of out of things to do. So yeah, produce so I can get the iron. Produce. One more protection. I don't need lumber. I could use the food. Food's over here is defended. Oh yeah, both foods. I guess, yeah. I'll probably just grab another mech. Popularity. Next. Then Riverwalk. I could do that. That wouldn't be horrible. But I'll just grab Riverwalk. I like to be able to move. Now, what is my end game plan? I don't really have one at this point. I've already completed my mission. Oh, they completed their mission too, apparently. Yeah, what am I gonna do? I've already built all my buildings, right? Yeah, got my buildings built. I can get my mechs going next, I guess. This one's gonna be a horrible idea, honestly. I could just finish enlistments, just so I can finish enlistments. Popularity from that, he's upgrading. Hopefully that's not his last one. It's definitely not his last one. Let's move, I guess. Gonna take everything here. Put them somewhere, I guess. Honestly, that's super worthwhile, but I'm kind of scared that, that's super tempting to try and fight him off of. Let's do it. Yep. Alrighty. I shouldn't have taken the food with me, because if I lose this, then I lose that food. And then I don't get to upgrade this turn. Guess gonna head over here, I think. Why did I? Oh, because before combat I lose 2 combat power. Oh, no. 4 as well. He can't win this. Yes. Okay. Wait. It's a. He won that? Oh yeah. He. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Shazbot. Oh, only he gets to. Alrighty. What was a misplay? Huge misplay on my part. He stole my food. He's enlisting with my food that I gave him. Wow, that was a huge misplay on my part. Jeez. Oh. I'm super dumb. It's upgrading now. Man. I forgot you could put 2 cards down. I forgot he also had the ability that takes away my combat power. So I'd start with 0 there, and then you'd have 2 combat cards to play on me. Shazbot. Could produce, I guess. Yeah, that'll get me the food I need at least. Brew some oil just for the heck of the oil. Jeez. Wait, I have another mech? Oh, I do have another mech. That's true. Kinda wanna... that combat power. He's enlisting again. He has not enlisted the mech spot yet, though, interestingly enough. It's me a combat card. I want to... move. I think. Move this guy out. Move this guy out. Do my last. Okay, okay. But I also gained it. Okay. Interesting. So how would this go? I can't move this turn. I could do that again. Build my mech. I should build my mech. Popularity. Build my mech. That one. Yeah. And throw him down here. Interesting. Now, what is our combat powers at? I'm at 5. He'll lose me 2. I could throw down 3 though. I'm gonna 2. Okay. Here's my play. Watch this. Yes. I have 2. He has 0. However, I have 2 5. Wait. He can't win this even if I don't use combat power. He put in 2 just in case he thought just to stop me from putting in 0. Ha! That lost me a lot of popularity though. I moved down to 6. I lost how much from that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 popularity from that. Wait, what did he do in his last turn? Oh, he moved, I get? No? What did he do? Just skip his turn? Can you even skip your turn? I'm pretty sure you have to make a choice. Don't upgrade. Super tempting to upgrade, but don't do it. He has more combat power than me now. I kind of want to do this. Yeah, I should do that. I could get that 7th one. Because being at 7 puts me in tier 2. It's moving. It's moving out. That did impact him drastically, though. Like, I did hurt him really bad with that. Now I'm gonna gain some combat power, I think. No, I should move. I should just move. I should start moving out. Move this guy. Here. Yeah. Should stay there for sure. And move this guy. Oh, okay. Here, yes. It's producing. It's fine. Alrighty. How do I win this now, though? What do I need to do to win? I don't think I have a good, safe win option right now, though. That's my main problem I see. Being in another fight would, however, get me a win, but I don't have a good, safe option for another fight right now. What do I do this turn? Maybe this? I could produce 3 more people. That's what wins. That's how I win. Okay. Don't upgrade. Yes, I don't want to. Goal of this, I mean, there's literally no consequences to doing that other than I don't get the thing I wanted to get. Oh, jeez. He's gonna try and fight me again, isn't he? Bonus, I get the group bonus. Give me a 5, give me a 5. There's only like a few of them in the game. I've already used 2 of them. So, popularity or combat power? He's starting to scare me with his combat power. I do lose 2. We lose 1. We'd both be at the same spot if I lost 3. We'd be at the same spot, but he might have the bigger card. This also gets me 1 more combat power anyways. Should I spread out more? Producing external ends the game. Yeah, just producing external in the game. So maybe I'll go for this instead. Because that one popularity isn't going to do me much. The combat power might. He's spreading out. Oh, it's not spreading out. It's spread out like one space. So production, and this is game over. So I do that. I do that, I guess. And I do... Doesn't really matter, so I'll do that. So getting all your workers is a star. Getting all of everything down there is a star. I think I won. Especially since I stole that oil. Stealing that oil is going to make a huge difference. Like, oh yeah, and having all of the space is going to make a difference too. Yeah, that was a lot there. Yeah, I got the full structure bonus too. He got 0 structure bonus. He had a lot of coins though. Coins nearly caught him up. Wow, exactly 100 points. Which is actually an achievement too. Getting that as an achievement. Yeah, stealing that oil made a difference there. I think that was a good play. It wasn't a good play to attack him really stupidly like I did, but it was a good play to steal it in the end. He had 29 coins to my 3 at the end of the game. Got the 3 structure bonus. I got so many resources. Oh, there's the resource one, not that one. I was looking at that one. There's the resource one. Getting the tiles there, because that's why I spread out as much as I did, because that's just so many more tiles. Plus I controlled there. That's three points right there, or 3 tiles right there. Tile, 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 blah blah blah. Yeah, getting that oil was super nice. That got me so much. We both were in tier 2. I got the extra star. If I hadn't given him that victory there, I probably would have given him 4 less coins. Yeah, that's how you play this game. That's how you play this game against easy AI, at least. That's not how you play this game necessarily against people who know what they're doing. I probably made multiple mistakes against people who know what they're doing. 35 rounds. Yeah, this game just flies by sometimes. I played 3 rounds of this in about... Cause I started about midnight, I think. Or did I start at like 11? I think I started at like 11, and it's 2 hours and a half of playing just this game for three games of this. To be fair, the first round I was just playing the game, and took a lot of time to explain the game. That should give me my that's card there, right? Because I didn't upgrade a single time. Voila. So what was this? Was the one, right? Befriend the samurai from faraway land. Gain 2 coins and 1 popularity. Learn how to fight with a katana. Pay 2, so you pay for the lesson. Befriend gets you popularity for befriending. I don't know. I guess he just gives you some money. Or she. I guess I think it's a female samurai. Now learn how to fight with a katana. So you pay the samurai, you get the power and the combat. Spy on the foreign mechs to learn new technologies. So you pay 2 popularity, so you lose 2 popularity, gain an upgrade and 2 food. So winning with no upgrades gets you the one that gets you an upgrade. That's kind of funny. There's a monkey samurai. Oh wait, is that the other faction? Are they a monkey and a samurai? Is that what it is? I'm assuming. Great cards. Objectives. Or was it this thing? No, it was that thing, right? Become a despised warmonger. Have 3 less popularity, 13 power, and 2 mechs. That was not too hard to do, honestly. There's ironically the harder one is where is it? I've not seen it. It's one that's called Become a Beloved Pacifist, which is the exact opposite of that one. Which is have 0 power, 13 popularity, and 5 workers. You know what the problem with this one is? Having 5 workers every time you produce costs you popularity. That's the amount of workers it takes to cost you popularity. So it's not too hard to have 0 power, but then you can't really produce. It's just this whole thing conflicts with each other. You can't produce with 0 popularity or zero power. Ironically, it costs you power to produce, especially when you have 5 workers. It costs you popularity to produce when you have 5 workers. So if you have 0 power, you can't produce at all. If you want to keep above 13 popularity, you need to have the popularity to decrease down to when you produce with your 5 workers. That's just like, I think I've gotten that like once, and it was just super struggle to get. Like, it's so much easier to get so many other things. There's also ones that are like the opposite of that too. So here, so this one, if you get the factory card, you can no longer do that one. So this one, if you build next to your home base, well, as long as you don't build into 2 spaces next to your home base, you can technically do that one. That one's kind of hard to fail. Most people don't build 2 structures right next to their home base. This one you can fit. No, you can't fail that one. Where's the ones you can fail? 60 tokens. I've not done that one, but I've played against someone who's done that one. This one. Oh yeah, this one you can fail. If you get 5 workers, you fail this one. Character, exactly 1 mech, exactly 1 worker. 28. This one's kind of hard to get to. It's not impossible, but it's, for me, I always spend my coins faster. Oh, good night. Probably heading off to bed shortly myself. Yeah, have a good night. Thanks for staying and chatting. Let's do village territories. You know, considering how many times I get the ones that you can fail, it's interesting that I haven't found many of them yet. 2 or less. At least 4 workers and at least 7 popularity. That's not failable necessarily. That seems hard though. Factory 1 mech. Oh yeah, so this one you can fail. It's kind of an easy one to fail too. That one's easier. I've had that one before. First and most worker. That one's not hard, honestly. Like I did that without any issues. I forced many workers to retreat and still had 7 power. You know, considering how many times I've had ones that can be failed, it's weird that none of these are like failable. I feel like it's missing some of them that I've had in the game. Also, it doesn't, like, considering these are just randomly chosen, like, you literally just pick 2 at random. It's not, you know, yeah, you literally just pick 2 at random. It seems like we haven't gotten some of these at all in any of the times I've played. Okay, these are the 2 bottom mats, these are the 2 top mats. Oh yeah, so it is a monkey and samurai. Interesting. And that's the other guy. It's the one that creates the land. There's the extra. I'll probably pick up that expansion at some point, just for the 2 bonus secondary mats, honestly. I don't even care to play the factions, I just want to play the bonus mats. But to be fair, the factions, I think I'd give them a shot at least once. I've just kind of already got set in stone what my factions I like, which are this guy, and this one, right? Yeah, that one. I don't like that guy. I don't like playing that guy. I'm not good at Rusviet. Rusviet is, like, it looks easier than it is. Like, because when you play Rusviet, you can make your ability is to make the same choice repeatedly on your mats. So these things down here, you can make the choice repeatedly. But the downside is, which choices are the right choices to make? How do you properly optimize that? Which, to be fair, I've seen the AI seem to be doing it. They kept producing workers, which seemed good, and then they can just build up their power again. Workers, and then you choose power and popularity multiple times. But like it's such a, I don't know. I don't know what necessarily the best strat for Russia is. With Plania, the best strat is just get mechs going and just go across the board. Like, just hit all of the spots as soon as you can. Get all of the encounters there. Get all the encounters you can. Hope for the best. It's kind of an RNG based build, honestly, because you need to get good encounters, and you need to get them at the right time. You need to get them with the beneficial. Doesn't even show it on here, but the beneficial territory cards. Like territory bonus cards would be nice. Nords are kind of hard to play too. People see, from what I've seen, people see him as like the weakest faction. I am one of the people who disagrees. This is definitely one of the stronger factions, I think, if you know what you're doing with them. Which is, if you're one of the players who likes to get the enlistments, this is the faction you want. If you like combat and doing your secret objectives, this is probably the faction you want. If you like to make the same choice over and over again, that faction. If you like to get the encounters, this faction, which is why I tend to play this faction more often than not. I like this faction though. I think they're my favorite faction, but I think I'm better with this faction. This faction does the thing I want more, whereas this faction, I just like the ability that the workers can just go wherever they want. That's always been nice to me. Actually, with the last game, I meant to play as them, but I forgot I was set to this one already. Because I figured it would be easier to win with 0 upgrades with Plania. To be fair, though, some of the choices on these, if I ended up hitting the wrong choices, I'd end up having to upgrade. I guess you don't have to, I suppose, but yeah. Like, a lot of them, the better options are to upgrade. Like here, gain an upgrade. What is this? I wish it showed the, so it just shows the artwork, but it doesn't show what their mat does. It'd be nice to show what their mat does. I don't know why I keep going to options for no reason. More games. Let's see what their more games are. Does it show up? Yep, it does. Pandemic. Oh, yeah. I actually won a game of Pandemic recently. That's free on Steam, but I have it downloaded, but I haven't played it yet. Catan's pretty fun. Carcassonne. Carcassonne I have on Switch. I could actually get on PC, too. I have no idea how to play this game. One of my close friends taught me how to play it. I have never lost a game of Carcassonne. Never. Love Letter I have physically, too. The Carcassonne is also one of those games that I would never get physically. I don't think I'd ever want to play that physically. Even if I understood how the points work, I wouldn't want to play it physically. I have this physically and on Switch. I have this on Switch and can get it on Steam. I have this. I could get this on Steam, actually. But I don't have it yet on Steam. Terror Forest, never played that one. I have played that physically. I did not really like it. I wasn't a big fan. I actually gave my digital copy to my bestie. Ticket to Ride is fun. I have that physically, and I have it on, I could get it on Steam, but I have it on, it was free on, Epic Games Store, I believe, at one point. I have not heard of this or played this, so what I've heard of, it didn't seem that interesting to me. Slender is fun. I have that physically and on Steam. This one's a pretty fun game. Like, once people know what they're doing in this game, it just goes by so quick. People just, like, play, go, play, go, play, go, play, go, play, go, play, go, play, go. Just no talking just kind of stops because everyone's just got their plan in their head. So that's kind of the downside of this game is, like, you know, when you're playing a game with friends, you want to communicate, play, and be friendly, you know, it's like, this isn't a good game for that. It's just play, go, play, go, play, go, play, go, play, go. I've not heard of this or played this, and Pathfinder, it's just D&D. I'm pretty sure. Oh, this family section. Catan VR. VR Catan. What? What? That's cool. Aw. Catan Universe. Zone. Isle of Sky. I've not heard of that. Guard Mysteriums. That's what we talked about. It's the beginner one. That's interesting. I think it's like the for children's one. Because they have a few. They actually have a scythe for kids, which is interesting. I have no idea what this is or what it says. I have no idea. And that's the other one I haven't heard of it. Advanced. Let's see. Advanced. Game of Thrones. Pathfinder. Terramorphing. Alright, King Assassins. Pandemic. Blood Rage. Xeno Shift. No idea what that is. Yeah, Pandemic actually taught my parents how to play, and we won our first game. Just barely. Like, it was literally, if we didn't win that turn, we would have lost. That's how close it got. And I don't think I've ever won it with my friends. Playing with friends. Hey, there's Scythe. Yeah, honestly, Scythe is super fun. Stream, take it right on your ramps, under, Catan. Rapid response. Interesting. Colt Express, Small World. Anyways, I think that will be my stream there. I should probably head to bed. Or I should get myself back on a better sleeping schedule. Let's see. I have a game called Concordia in my wish list here. That's one of the board games I'm considering getting. I have Ascension on my wish list here, but I have that one physically. I haven't played Concordia physically, but I have Ascension physically. Ascension's fun. It's a deck building game. Alright, Dominion's free on Steam too. Dominion's like the OG deck builder. I don't like it as much. It's not my favorite deck builder. Looking through my wish list here. There's a few others I gotta add to my wish list too later. Yeah, there we go. Today, winning without any upgrades. Ludite is the achievement. Finally got that. There is also an achievement, the Art of War, win a battle with 0 power. So if you're attacking and your opponent puts in 0 power, you can win the combat with 0 power. 0 combat cards and 0 power. Let's see. So there's choose the victor, go the spoils, just win 2 battles. Win with 100 score or more, which I actually did today, but I've had that for a while. Uber Geek, win a battle on the factory field. Oh yeah, so if you win combat well on the factory, you get that one. Smells like victory, win an online game. Execute order 66, defeat an enemy hero. So that's when you go to combat with their player token, basically. Smells like victory. Oh, yeah, I was reading somebody else's. Achievements. One-man army, win without any mechs. Speed Demon, be the first person at the factory, which I've done like many times. I know exactly how to do that and exactly where to go for that. Collect 5 more encounters during the game. Yep, adventure. Done that many times. That's my whole thing. I don't think I did that too much on this one. I collected a few of them though, but I haven't done that too much. Yeah, there is a few other expansions for the physical game that aren't on Steam, unfortunately, that I wish would come to Steam. It'd be super cool if they did. Alright, here's more achievements. Let's see. Winner takes all, just win a game. For the 4 mech men, deploy all mechs, build all structures, acquire all upgrades, enlist all recruits, win 2 battles, complete the objective, get all workers, get 18 popularity, get 16 power. Win a match where your opponent has 6 stars, which I actually did today. I've had that for a while though, again. Rags to Riches, which is the 100 coins. Win with 6 or less. Oh yeah, Better Feared Than Loved. Win with 6 or less popularity. So it's not 7 or less, it's 6 or less, which is just tier 1 popularity basically. And then winning, which isn't impossible. I've actually did that super early. Warmonger, win the game and have won more than 2 combats. Oh, yeah. So Warmonger. That one's good to do with the faction that gets you the stars for winning with more than 2 combats, because otherwise you don't get any stars for the 3rd combat. I've apparently done that one. Ludite, win without any upgrades, just did that today. One-man army, win without any mechs. Army of me, win without any recruits, which I do all the time. The mech one I don't, the army of me I do. The one-man army was probably more accidental, the win without any mechs one. Probably more accidental, because I just ended up not building any mechs and the game ended and I won. This land is my land. At the end of the game, have the most tiles under control. I've done that like multiple times today. I think that was like every game today. Udarnik. At the end of the game, have the most resources under control. I did that today too. Though I've had that again for a while, basically since I started playing. Successful developer. I get the highest tier from the structure bonuses. Did that today a few times, and also oh yeah, I missed that second time though. Alright, the first time. Missed the first game today, but got the 2 second ones. Speed Demon with the first factory, seizes the means of production. Seizes the means of production and control the factory at the end of the game. Which I did, I think, all 3 times today. But again, had it since I started. Win a battle with 0 power, which is a hard one to get because unless you're just playing with somebody specifically to get that achievement. That was kind of hard. I did do that actually in an actual game though. I specifically went to combat with somebody who knew they were going to lose, like just completely outclass them in combat. And so they put in zero, they didn't want to use any combat cards or combat power because they didn't want to waste them because they knew they were going to lose. So I put in 0 combat cards and 0 combat power as well because I knew what they were going to do, and I won. And but now they know not to go into combat without anything anymore. So they know to at least put two power in, just to make sure. Adventure. Collect 5 or more encounters during the game. Execute Order 66. Super Geek. Win a Battle Factory. Win online. Win without any structures. Oh, that's one I haven't done yet, apparently. Win without any structures. I could probably do that. I don't see that being hard. That would be easier than the one I just did. I always upgrade. Kill hold. Win a battle on the lake. Oh, I haven't done that one yet. Interesting enough. There's a bunch of DLC ones. Win a game with the Plania, which I've done like most of these DLC ones. Which is weird that I actually unlocked one of the DLC ones. Smells Like Victory, which is a DLC one. Just win an online game. But I don't have the DLC, and I've done all these other things for the DLC, but you know, it didn't count, which is, I don't know why I got the DLC one without the DLC, you know? Game with 15 turns or less. Oh wow. Win a game after winning 5 battles or more. Jeez, win a game without initiating a single battle. I could probably do that one. I've done that one multiple times. Win a game while controlling 13 territories or more. Win a game while controlling all 3 land territories adjacent to the factory. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Scythe. Complete any tutorial. I haven't completed the tutorial yet. Teleporting back to home base. Complete all achievements. And there's 2 hidden achievements too. I kind of want to just buy the DLC and then just play one more game. At the same time, I should go to bed. I don't know, I really like Scythe. Scythe is very addicting. Like, if you like this kind of game, I would definitely recommend Scythe. Even just the digital one would be nice. Yeah, if you have a friend who has the game too, like that's the nice thing about the Steam version, is it has you can play the local play online, which definitely changes things a bit. Like you basically see everybody's plays, yeah, remote play together. Which if you don't know how to do that, when you have the game open, you hit Shift Tab to open the Steam menu. You choose your friend and select remote play, and then you give them control of like the mouse and keyboard. So that on their turns, like they can take a turn and do their thing. On your turns, you then take control of the mouse and keyboard and do your thing. However, the issue is you usually have to look away when looking at the secret objectives, and you usually have to. It's based on trust, you know. You have to trust them to look away when you look at your objectives, and trust yourself. They trust you to look away, and you know when they look at theirs. And then combat cards are also, you know, supposed to be secret. And so you kind of gotta look away, and it does hide the combat cards down there, so you have to like click on them to actually reveal it, so you can tell them to look away before you reveal your combat cards. But like with how little combat, me and my friend who used to play this all the time, this was actually the person I was dating, used to play this all the time, and we barely ever went into combat, so she didn't care that I, you know, saw her combat cards. Plus, she was playing the faction that was constantly looking at her combat cards, so she just decided, you know what, screw it, I'm not gonna, not gonna hide anything. For that matter, I would just never look at my combat cards, and just roll for it. Hope I got some good ones. Yeah, I'm tempted to play again. I need to get it back on a sleep schedule though. I do close tomorrow, so I don't need to sleep right now. But at the same time, I really should. I'm... Should I hop back in another game? Oh, I opened the wrong game. Hope if I open the correct game. Sheesh. Okay. Going in. One more time. Alrighty. Oh wait, I was gonna do a tutorial. Let's watch the tutorial. Complete. Oh, we just complete any of them. Okay. Moving. Let's get me the achievement if I just do it. Oh. Keep your comment. Yep, 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 yep. Ooh. Oh, yeah, okay. Load up. There. It doesn't have the move thing. Load up. Pack your food. Alright, yay, welcome to site. The tutorial unlocked. There we go. Should I do the win without any mechs? Should I buy the DLC and then do it win without any mechs? I don't know. Oh wait, what was it? Oh, it was win without any structures, that's right. Wait, it's actually just letting me pay 73 cents? Oh, it also has tax. Oh, it just let me pay with 73 cents. Didn't require to do the $5. Alright, that's nice. Because last time I did it, it was like, you have to pay at least $5 for this, like, few dollar thing. I ended up putting 10 in, but it's like $2 or so. Alright, let me close the game real quick. Alrighty, so I have the DLC. Management 1 DLC. Should be in there. Let's see. Hit play, does that have the DLC on it? I think this game has alternate controls. Game. Yay, yeah, I have it now. So limited reduce. Should actually check that in. Should I try one of the new ones? Without any structures. Come on. Yeah, that's one of the new ones. Oh. So, after moving character may place a flag token on its territory. Rally, move to any territory or flag. Burrow. Cross rivers to or from adjacent tunnel territory. Huh. So the river walkers just go to tunnels. That's interesting. Oh. Huh. Sword. For combat, opponent loses 2 power. When you defend, gain 2 power. Interesting. And what is the Ninja Toba? So they have move across a river. Oh, interesting. So they can just go across river to river anywhere, but only one of them can do it at a time. Only one character mech, so they can't have multiple characters mechs going across the river. Suton, move to or from lakes in combat on a lake. You may play one additional combat card. Oh. Okay. Run in for combat when you have exactly 1 unit. Gain 2 power. Shinobi is a trap. When character may place a trap. I kind of want to play the samurai. They're cool. I got the extra mats too. Innovative and militant. Let's do the innovative, which I'm assuming is theirs, right? Or unless it's militant. Maybe it's militant. supposed to not do structures. I don't know what this mess. Oh, here we go. Okay, that shows me. So structures, yeah. Seems like a good setup for trying to do no structures. So that one cheapens it down to that much, but I can just ignore that. However, then everything else is more expensive. Upgrades is bad for me. I don't like that for upgrades. That's kind of nice though, because combat. It's bad for upgrades, but I like a lot of the other parts of it. It's good for this one's good for that. Alright, so you start with 3 popularity and 4 coins. Yeah, it's priority 2A, so that means it goes after 2, but it counts as a 2 if there's no if the 2 isn't on the board. This one, my main issue with this one is it has the produce above here. But this is like the best for upgrades. I think I like Militant. I'm gonna go with Militant. Let's change to Toga. Yeah. Become a despised warmonger. Wolfmong should control territory at least. Character exactly 1 mech, exactly 1 worker, and 5 resources. Doesn't seem too hard. And each of the factions starts in their own spot. So if you notice, each of these, that's their home turf. Let's try this out. Let's see. I can get some oil right away. That's probably a good idea. Honestly, I think. Oh. Oh. They don't even have a river blocking them. Oh. Does this one can just walk it? Oh. Huh. Huh, huh, huh. Huh. I think I'll start off with the movement. I think I'll go there. Then here. I have 4 tokens, so I can place any of those traps. So if I want to, I can place a trap right here. There's not really a reason to, though. So it's minus 4 coins, minus 2 popularity, minus 2 combat, or minus 2 combat cards. Interesting. I could place those. And I have 1 of each, I think is how it works. Yeah, that's super interesting, honestly. Move, I think, yeah. Yeah, go there. Should I move off or should I start producing? Should I have started with 0 combat power. I need combat power before I can start doing anything like that, so maybe I'll just hold off a moment here. Let's head here, yeah. Wanna upgrade into. Oh, could gain some popularity though. I want that upgrade. 3 moves. 3 moves might be nice. Use 3. Get the upgrade there. Yeah. might actually play these factions more. I think I'd like that one better though. I don't know. Hey, this is super interesting. This changes like everything. I think we produce here then. I could do that. Get the food and the upgrade. Let's do this. Let's do this. So I want an oil, I want a food, and I'll get the enlistment. Shall get this one, I think. Yeah. And I currently have no combat power. I have no popularity either. Oh, 1 popularity, but I think I'll get the combat power. Which will also give me more combat power from that too. That's actually true. Move again. I think that's gonna be play here. Sorry, heading towards that. Yep. Oh, I can move a third one? Oh, I can move a third one. Should I move a third one? I shouldn't move a third one. Should I move a third one? No, let's not use that. Yeah. Alright. This is super interesting. I'm gonna upgrade. Well, I should upgrade that. Yeah, just because I'm gonna be doing it a lot. Move again? Yeah. I'll go with the move again. I do want him on there. I think I'll... I don't know. I want to get to the factory, which is why I'm moving so much. Even though it's completely wasting my move, I feel like. Not sure if this is the right strategy or not, but we'll see. I gotta keep in mind I'm not getting the structure bonus at all. I need to produce this turn. So I need to win this while not getting any of the structure bonus. So that's definitely interesting. Coins. Popularity. Coins. I think I'm gonna do coins, honestly. Three productions wouldn't be bad. I could then go get... I could then produce more people. I'm just gonna do coins. I'm gonna grab the mech thing there. I feel like upgrading move was a mistake. That didn't really help me at all. I've already wasted like 3 bonus moves. Oh, moving time. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's pick it up. Take them. Take them. Move in the factory. Ooh, well that's useless to me. That's more useful to me, but at the same time not at all useful to me. That's the same thing, just different resources. I think none of these are good. All of these suck. All of these suck. All of these suck. None of these are useful to me. I'll get this one. Alright, so which do I want then? To and from lakes. Oh yeah, this one. I'm putting it here. Get another mech. That might not be a bad idea. Let's get the mech. To and from lakes. Oh, shoot. Unit to move twice. Alright. Put him here. Yeah, what I want to do is put a trap down on that factory, but apparently it just took the factory card instead of putting a trap down. So I have no iron right now. I think I'm gonna produce this turn. Really have no popularity at all. Interesting. That one. That one. Oh. I became a despised warmonger. I have 3 less popularity, at least 13 power, and 2 max. Told you that one was easy. That's hilarious. What did they do? Wait, what have they done? They have a star already. Jeez, they just got a lot of coins for something. And a combat card. They enlist. They enlisted. They enlisted. Yeah, they got all their enlistments. So move this turn, I think. Or gain popularity. Gaining popularity would be bad. Do I have the iron? I do not have the iron. So let's gain popularity. No, move. Move is the option. Move is the optimal play. Now where? Iron. Here. Let's head over here. Not placing one of those down. Should I move one of these guys out? No, not really. Well, yes. Yes, actually. Oh, I put those on the wrong spot, didn't I? Ah, shoot. Undo that. Undo that. Alright, so I do want to still move. But my move was actually going to be... there. It was going to be here. Wanted the food. I will move myself off. And then... Still want one guy in oil. But let's see. Should we move one of these guys off anywhere? Probably not, honestly. Well, it's going for those enlistments, but I only need like 3 more food for enlistments. It's like 1 more production will get me everything I need. I feel like I should move one of them though, you know? Just to move one of them? I don't know. Move this guy. Or not. Yeah, let's just end the move. Yeah, it's fine. Produce food. That in turn. Oh, they're gonna start getting max soon. Popularity. Enlist. Popularity. For sure. Alrighty. building my first mech. Yeah, plus movement speed, so they can't really leave yet. I wonder if they just do it for like the surprise attack or something. So yeah, upgrade. That's what I'll do here. Or I could build a mech. Build a mech and then move. So that mech can move. So. Deploy the last mech. Do I deploy my last mech? I deploy my last mech. Oh yeah, I get combat from that. This is such an interesting character. I wanna go place a trap down somewhere. I wanna put it on the factory, honestly. I just want to get this upgrade going here. Combat cards. Investments. I think one more upgrade for me to do, but I don't really need to do it. Build my second mech. I gotta start moving out soon. Riverwalk, yep. And now I can move 2 spaces out too. Move. Let's see. Start gunking up the works over here. Yeah, just gunk up the works. Oh, they are fighting me. Oh, they're coming with their resources to fight me too. Oh, okay. Thank you for all the free stuff, I guess. Goodbye. I'll take it happily. No questions asked. None at all. Just wish this, I guess. I'll use the ones you gave me. They never build any buildings, so maybe I'll just go with the mech one. So they're probably gonna build more mechs, right? I need coins. I have 0 coins right now. Do I move here and just put a trap? I want to use my traps. You know? Yes, put that one down. They'll hate that one. There. Start spreading, I guess. Alright, let's do it. I mean, they gave me the 4 coins for that. Like, what are you gonna do? Oh, they're upgrading now. Interesting. Should give me a combat power, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they deployed mech. Never mind. which I did grab, so I got the coin out of that. I think I win. Like, there's only so many more things. I like one of their resources here. So why not? I guess I could use those because they're undefended, but it's the combat cards. Yeah, I got a 5. Cool. They can't leave their base though. They literally can't. I'm defending it. They have to fight me off to leave their base. Are they gonna come fight me again with all the resources? Oh! Yeah, I forgot. I forgot what their ability is. Okay, guess they're going over there. They're going all the way over there. Oh wow, they can just go straight to a thing. It's kind of funny. Nope, moving that guy out. Makes sense. Paying 2 coins. What are they getting? Paying. Oh no, they gained 2 coins of popularity. Now they're upgrading, which gets me a combat power. What do I even do now? I guess upgrade in the game. There's no reason not to. I think I win. They had a lot of coins. I had like none. That was undeniably strong. Like, I wanted to use my traps more than I did. Rome wasn't built into a Ganbare Togawa smear campaign, so where are all these achievements? So I got win without any structures. Oh, and Velvet Glove. I just got Velvet Glove. Let's see, what all did I just get? So, smear campaign, win a game with the Militant Mat. Oh, win a game with Togawa Shogunate. Win a game without initiating a single battle. Then yeah, win without any buildings. I kind of wish I had bought it last game now, because, excuse me, then I would have gotten the win a game with the Nordic faction, and win a game with whatever mat the Nordic faction was using at the time. Yeah, the Militant Mat I really like. Might stick with that one. I think that's my favorite mat, honestly. That was from the DLC. Or the expansion. So yeah, here's, we both were in tier 2. I had 6 stars, they had 1 star, so they got 4 coins from their star. I got 6 times 4. I controlled so many spaces, so I got 30 coins from that. I controlled 4, so they got 12. If I can math that right. I had so many resources. They gave me free resources, so I got so many more resources, and I got 8, and they got 4. Neither of us built any buildings. Or I don't even know what the structure bonus was. What was even the structure bonus of this map? Over tunnels. I didn't even care. I had 9 coins. I had 22. This faction's strong. Oh yeah, there we go. Invaders from afar. Alright, that will be bedtime though. I really should be getting to bed. As much as I want to just keep playing now and just go unlock all those other achievements, I'll probably do that another day. That was fun. I had fun. This was a lot of fun. Oh, I got followed 50 minutes ago. I didn't even see that. Missed that one. I had Waldo. Didn't stick around long in chat though. That was fun. I honestly had a really good time there. Anyways, have a wonderful day, wonderful year, wonderful life, everyone. I will be checking out. I'm still trying to stream more, so we'll see what happens. I spent mostly all day watching YouTube, so lots of different YouTube videos. Very long ones too. Otherwise I probably would have streamed Wizard 101. Yeah, I'll catch you all next time. See ya.